Hey guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here to talk about Jessica Ballinger going off on Twitter. She had quite a few things to say, so if you're interested in hearing my thoughts, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so Jessica Ballinger is one half of the Ballinger family channel. So Colleen's brother is the dad, Jessica is the mother. So they do a lot of cross promotions, and Miranda sings like Colleen, as Miranda has been on their family channel a few times and things like that. So they are a little bit intertwined. So if the last name Ballinger sounds familiar, it's because they are, technically related to Colleen. And so they have a massive platform. They've been on YouTube for a very long time. They're also on other social media platforms. And she decided to go off on Twitter. And I'm going to go through these tweets and some of the responses to them. And I just think that it's funny, at a certain point in time, someone who's been online for as long as Jessica and her husband have been, they're well aware of the dangers of kids having, all of these intimate moments shared with the internet. So these are not people who are not educated, or they don't know, or they just started this. So to hear her stand so firm in her stance of, we're doing all of the good things by sharing our kids with the internet, it's just another reminder. She's just another YouTuber that doesn't have a whole lot of self-awareness. And I feel like I use the word self-awareness a lot. And it's because I think that it's one of those really good cornerstones of a trait that you can exhibit online. And if you can at least do your best to exhibit having self-awareness, it can really carry you through so that you're not putting people in danger, or looking like a complete hypocrite, or just looking outright foolish when it could easily be avoided. So that's the reason that I constantly talk about it. I think in between being humble and having self-awareness, if you can have a fair amount of both of those, having a platform online can be really cool. But unfortunately, a lot of times I see people don't have a lot of self-awareness, and if and when they were humble, it goes away once they start to gain even a little bit of traction with their channels. That humble, relatable person that you found just ends up kind of disintegrating very quickly. But either way, we're just going to go through these in no particular order. So the first tweet says, parental consent. As their parent, I use my judgment to make informed decisions for them. I do it all day long with hundreds of different decisions. When it's your kid, I absolutely support your right to not consent for them. And she's obviously saying this regarding vlogging them and sharing sometimes very intimate moments of their day with their subscribers and followers on other platforms. And I understand the concept of parental consent, but the thing is, typically, parental consent is utilized in a positive way and not in a way that is oversharing or exploiting, or sharing embarrassing moments of your child's life with the internet. So most of the time, parental consent or guardian consent is in the best interest of the child. And obviously, that's a parent's role. It's your role to protect the child. And if you are consenting on their behalf, it's in their best interest. So yes, we all understand parental consent, but if we're looking at it in the light of it being in the best interest of the child, usually oversharing with strangers online and filming your kids have temper tantrums and going to the doctor and going through emotional changes, that's not the way that parental consent is usually positively used in a day-to-day lifestyle with most parents. And I just think it's funny how she wants to break this down in a really simplistic term as if nobody else understands what parental consent is. And I don't think that there's any question that people understand what parental consent is, but most people are also in agreement that your kid should not be shared with strangers on the internet, especially when you're fully well aware of how many dangerous people have their eyes on your channel. She also said, please use factual statements. We film nowhere near every moment for YouTube. I think last time we filmed anything was 3 weeks ago, and when we do film, it's a small fraction of our day. And she was answering the question, do you feel that you're not able to spend time with your family without filming every moment for YouTube? And I find it interesting that they're focusing so much on YouTube, because when family vloggers do day in the life and that kind of content, you might not be filming every moment for YouTube for the vlog, but you're also taking other clips for TikToks or for Instagram or for just photos that you're going to post later on. So we don't have to only focus on the YouTube part of your presence. A lot of people are also taking into consideration that you're having your kids participate in TikToks and Instagram Reels and Instagram Stories and other photos that you're going to put into an archive to post later. And that's where the exhaustion can kind of come into play with a lot of kids. And as we saw with her and her oldest child, Bailey, years ago, she was manipulating Bailey to participate in a part of a video by coaching her on what to say, and then she wasn't happy with the child's response and had to do another take, and so on and so forth. So if you want to only focus on YouTube, that's your right. But when most people think about the impact of a child's day being filmed, they're not only talking about YouTube, they're talking about other forms of social media as well. So someone else said, and this is obviously one of their big fans, said, I know you care about your kids. You are instilling good values. The kids that are at risk are in Hollywood. So first of all, good values, I don't necessarily know that vlogging every part of your day is necessarily instilling good values. I don't know if filming inside of a doctor's office or filming medical procedures is necessarily instilling good values. I would think that there should be, some kind of line to say we don't film in medical facilities and we don't film in restaurants or in stores where other people that have not consented to be in our vlog are, roaming around and trying to enjoy their day. I'm not sure that that is instilling good values. In fact, I think that that's showing them that they don't really care about other people's privacy because they want to get a clip for their vlog. And Jessica responded and said, I'm sure some are and some aren't. Just like all people in all situations, some can be more risky than others, and some situations that should be totally safe are not safe at all. And that's fair. I don't like to only focus on like child actors because in fact they have more guidelines set forth than YouTube vlog kids. When it comes to child actors, I talked about this before and I'll link another video down below where I went into more detail. But with child actors, we're talking about a child being driven to a set where they're working for a short period of the day and then they're being sent home. Whereas with a vlog kid, we're talking about the morning being filmed, brushing their teeth, going to school, getting picked up from school, coming home, filming, doing their homework. There's a lot of content filmed throughout the day, and their quote set is actually their home. So there's no line in the sand to say, okay, now I'm working, now I'm at home. At home, I have privacy and nobody's filming me when I'm at home. So they are able to distinguish, this is my job and this is my home life, and my work doesn't come home with me, and it allows them to separate the two. But with YouTube vlog kids, there's not that separation. And then we can also talk about the financial side of things, where with child actors, there's the Coogan law. YouTube vlog kids don't have that put in place. So all of the money that's being made by sharing their medical issues and, vlogging temper tantrums and all of those things, those parents are not required to put that money into a special account so that it will be saved for the children. And I constantly use the Ace family as an example of this, but it's only because Catherine and Austin have participated so much in flex culture. They have bought insane homes and insane cars and just all of the materialistic garbage that one could ever need or desire for. I would almost bet that their kids, by the time their kids are 18, that money is going to be long gone because their money train is already taking a nosedive and their kids are still very, very young. So go forward, 12, 13 years, and I don't think that even for their oldest, there's going to be an ample amount of money left over. But again, that's just my speculation based off of their, crazy spending over the years combined with the fact that their channel is taking a nosedive. The last thing that she responded to says, maybe I'm wrong and I'll admit if I am, maybe Jessica's right. They don't make their living from their vlogs, that they are all about their kids. And Jessica responded and said, please do think about that. The kids are the ones profiting. Their lives are full, their needs are met and surpassed. We aren't fancy pants people running off with our jewels and private jets. We do what we do to better the lives of our kids. And I've heard this a lot from different family vloggers where they'll say, oh, well, we don't have $8 million house. Our kids are well taken care of. But at the same time, then she'll say, well, we don't film that much of our kids' lives, so you guys don't really know what's going on behind the scenes. But then we're supposed to take your word that their needs are being surpassed and you're, the best parents ever because you're not on a private jet. Just because you don't have a bunch of jewelry and private jets and all this kind of stuff does not mean that the spending is under control. Look at someone like Alicia Doherty. I've been covering her a fair amount as of lately, and she's a great example to say you don't have to live in a $8 million house and have a private jet to still have spending that is absolutely out of control, to the point where you have a whole pantry full of junk food that is probably expired by now, because she has a spending habit. And it's very clear to see that she has a spending habit. And I've always said, I don't really care what people do with their money, but once we're talking about kids being exploited and having their info overshared, that money that's being made in that manner is anyone's business because it's all being put on a public stage for public consumption. So of course the public is going to have opinions about said content. So for her to, I think that this is a way, and she also knows that a lot of their fans and stans are very young and easy to manipulate. It's simple for her to say, oh, well, we don't have a private jet, so we're not like, quote, those people. But at the same time, most adults can look at that and realize that you don't have to have those kinds of things to be living above your means or spending more than, what you're technically making and so on and so forth. There's a lot of people that blow through a lot of money and they live in a very normal home and have a very normal car and they don't have a ton of materialistic stuff, but the spending is still out of control. So she might be able to trick some of their young fans and stans by saying that, but for me, that doesn't really mean a whole lot. I think that we'll really see the honest truth once their kids are turning of age to see what kind of quality of life they have past the age of 18. That's where it's really going to be telling. Do these vlog kids have money that they can lean on so that their college is paid for, or so that they have money for a down payment for a house from their time on YouTube when they were younger? Is it now kind of being paid back to them once they're of age and they actually need some of that money? Or are the vlog kids taking out student loans and having to figure out how they're going to pay for a down payment for a place to live? I think all of that's going to be really telling. I think we're also going to see some fallout in between these kids and parents. But of course, that's just speculation. Time will tell. But what do you guys think about all this? I think it's funny how she wants to take this really strong stance of, we are doing the right thing. Take our word for it, even though you're not seeing all of our day. You got to take our word for it that we're doing the good things. And to close the video out, I want to make something really clear. I'm never here to say kids should never be on a YouTube channel. They should never be a part of a vlog. Just, keep your kids totally offline. I'm not saying that. But when I look at someone like the Ballinger family, the LeBrants, the Ace family, the Fish fam, 8 Passengers, even though they're not really making content anymore. When you think of the family vloggers that historically have overshared things like medical issues, medical procedures, emotional changes that the children have gone through and make it part of vlogs, those are the family vloggers that I think of and just get a really grossed out feeling. It's not people that are vlogging their life and once in a while their kid might pop into a little part of the vlog. That's not the problem at all. The issue is that, do I know more about your kids than I know about you as the parent? That tells me a lot. And with a lot of the family vloggers that I discuss, I know a lot more about the kids than I do about the adults, because the adults are constantly saying everything that's going on with their kids, and they're rarely sharing anything with their own personality, their own day-to-day stuff, their own emotions. It's always, oh, this kid did this and this kid has this appointment and so on and so forth. And that's a really good way to differentiate between, is it a family vlogging channel or is it just a YouTuber who has kids and the kids might pop in once in a while. So either way, those are going to be my thoughts for now. I'm sure that I'll get a lot of the Ballinger family stands in my comments. Leave your opinions, but if you're here to name call and just fly off the handle, I'm at a zero tolerance at this point for people like that. But either way, for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.